Hey friends, check out what I made. I'm using some Waverly chalk paint in the plaster shade, and I'm just painting this scrap wood. It's 5 inches long, and then I'm using some dragon fruit. This is a deco art paint, so I'm just painting that and drying it good. And then I'm going to use this piece of tree bark to make a roof. Doesn't every crafter have a stash of tree bark? Is that normal? I know I have a stash. So anyways, after I attached my little roof, then I sanded it. And I'm using more of that tree bark to make a door. And then I used a craft stick and I made a little awning for the top of my door. And so I'm just going to glue that down. When making these little mini houses, it's just all the tiny little details that really pull it together. So cute. So anyways, after I'm done with that, then I'm going to take some white paint and I'm going to paint on the windows. I thought I would add a little circle window right above the door. So then after that is dry, I am going to take my little eyeliner brush, and that's what I'm going to use to paint in the window panes. So you do the background first, and then you use the black paint to paint the window panes, and it's really easy to paint little windows that way. Next, I'm going to do my stenciling. I'm going to use the stencil that says enjoy the little things, and I'm going to stencil that on, and then I crossed my bridges. Now I'm adding dots to my letters with this embossing tool. I'm just adding dots to the very ends of my letters, and it gives it a cute little country style look. Now it's time to attach my house to my board, so I'm just going to hot glue that down. And you can see I already drilled some holes for my florals. Well, I decided to make some trees. I used some reindeer moss and just glued it on these little floral wires, and they made cute little trees. So somebody had asked me, where do I get tiny florals? And I don't buy tiny florals. I use the florals that I have, and I make tiny florals. I'm always watching for florals that I can use for other little projects. And you would be surprised how many little things that you can find off other florals that would make little trees and small flowers and things like that. So that's all that I do. And then I'm going to drill some more holes, and I'm going to put more florals in front. I have these little yellow flowers, and I have these other little yellow flowers. So I'm going to put some of those on both sides. And then my friend had sent me these adorable little mushrooms, and I thought I really want to use those for a mini house project. So I thought they would be perfect on this project, so I'm adding those, and I have 2 of them, so I'm going to use them both, just put 1 at each side. After I was done with this, I decided it needed something extra, so I used my miter shears and I cut off pieces of the craft stick, and I'm going to make myself a little sidewalk. I'm taking all those little pieces and gluing them down across the front. And I'm going to fill up the whole front of my little project with these little pieces of wood. Looks like a cute little walkway. And lastly, I took some reindeer moss and I hot glued some extra reindeer moss just around the bottom to give it the look of grass. And it filled up the empty spaces as well. And that's all that I did. I think it turned out absolutely adorable. I hope that if you like it, you will spread it out there for me and let me know your thoughts, because I'm always excited to hear what you think of the projects. So cute. And there it is. Thank you so much for watching.